Craftopia reviews in 2025 leave the game with a mostly positive rating overall, but a mixed rating based off of more recent reviews. And as someone with over 7,000 hours in Craftopia, I know the good, the bad, and the ugly more than most. So let's see what people have to say about the game, and then at the end, I'll give my own review. So let's do this. A hack job of disparate ideas that don't really come together, very likely to eventually be abandoned for their more popular game, as Zelda-like has obviously grown stale to them. Apparently punctuation has grown stale to this user. And you can't really say it's grown stale to them when we've just had a massive update. Game is in an unfinished state. It's very clearly still in early access, but getting it to run is iffy. Many game-breaking bugs, including endless falling, conflicting collision points, falling through the map and the environment, very buggy gameplay as well. I can hit an enemies and watch my character get booted off the map. I was able to integrate my Vroid model, however. That was a cool aspect, being able to play as my VTuber in an action RPG game. However, that is the only thing keeping me around. Novelty. I don't recommend this game. I would barely recommend Palworld despite keeping that purchase. Let's say you bought this for your VTuber. Don't. Let's say you want this for fun. Don't. I can't see anyone really enjoying this game. If any game in the world is only keeping you around so you can have your VTuber model in it, then who cares about your opinion? I love the game and everything about it, though I prefer using mouse and keyboard. I've tried it and it don't respond. I won't play it anymore. What? That just sounds like your keyboard and mouse is broken. I've been using keyboard and mouse day one on Craftopia. Gus Fring. This user has great taste in TV shows, terrible taste in gaming. A sandbox build and survive game with a tint of indie style to it. One aspect that set this game apart from many of its similar counterparts is the crafting system. Hunting down materials with special buffs on it was a neat idea. It will drive you to explore, to find new crafting material buffs to use. This is well worth the price. Isn't it crazy that when you get someone with a good amount of hours in the game, they get it? I'm assuming everyone who's complaining about this game not being fixed or worked on hasn't played it very long. The game used to start very differently. There wasn't a goddess talking, it was just an invisible god. When you woke up on the map, you were on a dock of an island with all the tutorial NPCs just lined up on the dock telling you how to jump and such. The game has come a long way since it started. No, it's not finished, but considering how big Palworld is and the fact that this one came out first, it's impressive in my opinion that they are still working on it. They even have an option to import old version items if you had played it previously and had some epic gear you wanted to keep that aren't obtainable anymore. This is basically Palworld, but mostly focused on building. Shocker with the name, I know. And with so much focus on the poke, I mean pals, fantastic sandbox game, and for those who played it a long time ago, you actually get benefits and options for making an elf or a demon race person. I mean, yeah, that's the general breakdown of the game, but yeah, you get it. It's a good game, it's addicting, it's fun, but no, I don't recommend until someday they actually finish. But we all know Palworld kinda killed this game. The devs now is probably a small team working to fix bugs here and there, and that's it. Perhaps someday when Palworld ends, they actually get back here and finish it, or it just that. Well, actually, it's not just bug fixes. They've just added a massive part of the map, which is the Hell biome. A few months prior to that, they added the Miasma wetlands, and then a few months prior to that, they added the desert area. And that's just the map. We've got new vehicles, we've got new automation pieces, there's new content constantly being added. Can't recommend you to the game being super unstable. I played for around 30 hours 2 years ago and it was fine. Poorly optimized, but at least it would run and not crash. Now, 2 years later, all the game does is crash. Tried several settings and changes, and yet it still crashes. I've played plenty of other games on this PC and no problems at all. I've seen it in other comments too. Even though small patches are being slowly added over time, it seems the devs jumped ship to focus on Palworld. Seems like any patches they are doing now just seems to break the game even more. Save your money and just go buy Palworld, Enshrouded, Valheim, or many of the other tried and true open world crafting building games that is out there. Now personally, I don't crash whatsoever, and neither does anybody else in my community. Performance issues, sure, but they've got better. The game right now is in the best state performance-wise that Seamless has been since launch. Around launch, you were lucky to get more than 20 FPS. I'm not saying you're sitting solid 60 all the time, but it's getting up there. It's a lot better. But Palworld, Enshrouded, Valheim, sure, they may be good open world survival games, but none of them can touch Craftopia on automation. I want my game back, Steam. What? Terrible. Just an inferior version of Palworld. Don't even bother playing this game if Palworld is a thing. Anybody who's played Craftopia and Palworld properly know that they are nothing alike. Palworld is very focused on pals, and outside of that that's pretty much it. That's all Palworld is. Just put pal down, pal builds this, job done. Maybe I'll build a house with 3 different types of textures or whatever they've got. And that's coming from a Palworld fan. But Craftopia demolishes Palworld when it comes to building, crafting, all that sort of stuff. A great time, especially with friends. There's lots to explore and always a challenging yet fun boss to tackle. The game offers a lot of different playstyles, as I love taming everything I come across and my mate loves to automate. Just make sure your computer is decent because optimization is not this game's strong point. Now, approaching the game as a tamer is a brave thing, but your friends seem smart. Automation's all the way. But yeah, I can absolutely agree with this. The optimization isn't great, but it's getting there and it has been improving. And trust me, I'm the first person to call it out when there is a problem with optimization. Need improvements and optimizations. Great insight. I can't even attack without my character freeze completely. Very nice. Are you guys playing this on a microwave? What's happening here? Don't buy this game until full release. There's no sign of the game being near to completion, and instead finding people to finish this game first. They made Palworld, might as well treat this title as abandonware until proven otherwise. So the giant content update we just got, that is not proving otherwise. I'm sure the game was abandoned when they added 25% more map and a bunch of new content. Sounds abandoned to me. It's just bad Palworld. Just play Palworld. We get it. You like Palworld. I like Palworld too, but the games aren't comparable. Lots of different things to make and do. Hours of fun. Just go buy Palworld. They are working on making that great. They are working on making it great. And they are with Craftopia too. Sure, Craftopia has a smaller dev team, but Palworld is one of the biggest games in the world. Of course it does. Keep working. Good job and nice developers. What more can I say? And I know it might seem like I'm kind of glazing Craftopia right now, but I have criticisms and I'll get there. I hope this game gets completed. Even as early access, super fun. Open world RPG feel, elements of a builder, but mostly streamlined so that it isn't terribly repetitive and boring. The mob difficulty scaling is kind of funny, from easy mobs to rounding a corner and getting completely one-shot. No clue if maybe my pathing was unintended, but now I have a reason to level up and come back. The UI for managing weapons, magic, items, etc. is pretty nice. Plenty of goals to keep you busy for a decent while. Looking forward to replaying on the higher and higher difficulty. Yeah, I mean, facts. It's an open world game and you can kind of go where you want with it, and you could go the kind of linear path and just demolish everything continuously, or you can take that risk and go fight dungeons sooner than what you should. But higher and higher difficulties, good luck on hell mode. It's not that much of a different game, but you just get one shot by chickens. 656 hours. Very entertaining. They know. Well, I enjoyed it while it ran on my PC. Crashes constantly now, usually before it's even loaded, or right after entering the game. This is happening with a single player world. Specs exceed the requirements, nothing running in the background, with or without mods doesn't seem to matter. Freezes and crashes every time. Edited to add that I figured out if you go into properties in Steam and change it to the legacy version, it loads fine. Had to download an additional 2.8 gigabyte, but at least it works. And it's like the game was when I first played. I guess I will wait to play the more current content until it is stable again. Okay, let's test this out. Seems to work fine for me. 0.6 hours. Product received for free. This sucks. You probably didn't get out the first village. Considering the updates have been well done, this game's worth playing. And to the players that like to say this is a copy-paste of Palworld, you're kind of missing some brain cells. This game came out first. Palworld is the copy and paste of this. Who cares? It's still fun, and the game does progress a little strange, but that's to be expected. A small company is working on this. It doesn't have microtransactions. It's relaxing from the normal grind. I agree with the fact that it's a small dev team working on it, you know, no microtransactions, that's all great. But I don't think Craftopia and Palworld are a copy and paste of each other. They're extremely different. Absolutely love this game. Action, adventure, engineering to your heart's content. I just wish they didn't lie and say Seamless was coming to Xbox when it never was. So I just brought it on Steam and enjoy it here. Nobody has said Seamless isn't coming to Xbox. In fact, it's on the roadmap. We're almost at that point on the roadmap. You can criticize how long it's taken, but saying it never was coming we're not even at the point of the update yet, and nobody has said it's not coming. Come on now. This game has been in early access since 2020. That's 5 years. They will never release it because releasing it would mean they'd have to complete the game and actually have bugs fixed. After encountering nightmare amounts of bugs and just seeing how much of a copy paste this is of other games, Zelda, Palworld, etc., I returned it. Disappointing because I'm a big fan of crafting RPGs. Sadly, this game gets updates, but it's been left behind in the dust, and they haven't been listening. The texture is super interesting as a concept, but is implemented terribly, unfinished, and confusing. Sadly, the NPCs and town lack depth and quality as well. It has been in early access for a long time, I know that, but the game has also entirely changed within that time. Half of the time was spent making it as a game where you use a travel system to go to different islands, and then it became a big open world. You could literally class Seamless as Craftopia 2 with how different it is to the original legacy Craftopia. So saying this game gets updates, but then it's been left in the dust? What? So adding new areas of the map, new content, you know, on a relatively consistent basis means left in the dust. Best game ever. All right, chill out. Even I'm not going to glaze it that much. It's like a survival game mixed with Palworld, but you can also capture humans. So Palworld, great game. Binra. This game is just not good, plain and simple. It's trying to be many things at once, and it comes up short on every aspect. They should have just kept it how it was when it first came out and not tried to rip off Zelda. Look, I hear this Zelda argument a lot, and I can agree with a lot of it, but it's always tried to rip off Zelda. This isn't anything new. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read this absolute book of a review. I'm going to focus on this part here. The game loop is as follows. Get stronger, collect materials, advance age, go to next zone. So basically every game to ever exist. Let's say Palworld. Collect resources, get stronger, defeat tower, go to next zone. Every game has a repetitive loop if you break it down like that. Why not talk about how you get resources? Are you going to manually farm them? Are you going to automate them? Are you going to get them from drops? Get stronger. That's every game to ever exist, except like GTA. Good game, grind those enchantments and refinements to defeat the strongest boss in the game just to be rewarded with a statue of a dancing god. Hell yeah. The game has come a long way from the original conception. At first, the game was press a button to destroy the planet. From there, you'd go on a beach and slowly open portals doing dungeon runs. You'd reach a new biome by creating a new world for a portal, which would be a fixed area. However, now they remade the game to look more Zelda-like. It's still a mishmash of games glued together by water-soluble glue. It's gone leaps and bounds, but the game still feels as clunky as it was during its original release. If you ran out of games to play, this might be interesting for you, but beyond that, there are thousands of better games you could find. You know what? I don't even hate that review. It is a mishmash of games. Even Pocket Pair have called it a mishmash of games. In fact, Palworld is a mishmash of games. Pocket Pair's words, not mine. Are there thousands of better games out there? Sure, but there's also millions of worse games out there. And you could say that about any game on Earth. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the highest rated games of all time. Yeah, I would say there's thousands that are better. What's insane is that I played this 2 years ago for hours straight, non-stop, having played it as well before the transfer to open world, and I got to say this is by far the worst it's ever ran. Would have never thought I would badmouth a game that has everything I would love to see in a big title, but here I am, if that tells you just how much worse it runs. It does run worse than Legacy, yes, but Legacy Islands were 10% of what open world Seamless is. Does it need optimization? Sure. But right now, it runs better than when Seamless is launched. And this review was only posted in February. Seamless came out last year. This game is absolutely wonderful. If you ever wanted to play as a character from an anime in a game and have their abilities almost exactly as seen in an anime, this is the game. For a long time, I played this game like the main character from an anime called Bofuri. That one. It's super duper fun and a really good build to use with other players. I've also made... Alright, this guy's just an anime nerd. This game has wonderful gameplay mechanics and it's beautiful. Some optimizations really need to be made with how the game runs though. At least for Linux users like myself. It's plenty playable, but someone with a 16-core CPU, 128GB of RAM and an RTX 2080 shouldn't be playing the game at medium settings and getting 45 FPS. I can agree with that. It needs optimization. This game has so much potential potential. Gosh, it's so good. They just need to finishing it. Please. It's such a beautiful world with so much to do, but there are so many bugs and multiplayer crashes constantly. Fair, fair. I paid $25 for a completely buggy game. I really want to recommend it, but it's so bad for being in early access for 4 years. Should have got the game on sale, bro. But the game's kind of buggy, but overall, real good game. Love it. I've played this game for 162.1 hours and discovered its true potential. I can put hot dogs and burgers in fish aquariums. You can indeed. You can do absolutely anything you want. All right, let me find one more negative. Palworld's Papa, that's cool. I want to recommend this game. I love this game. However, it is too broken to recommend. It will decide you don't get to connect for multiplayer until you worship the gods and sacrifice your firstborn child. Then I decide, well, I'll go single player and return to my friends later. I get in and the game just keeps making a crunching noise and none of the NPCs are responsive. At this moment, I have 22 hours on record. I will keep playing because I already spent the money, but you may want to wait. Making a crunching noise? What? What the hell does that mean? And none of the NPCs are responsive. That's weird because I can talk to them all. No pause for single player means thumbs down no matter what else is going on. Garbage game, developers left it for Palworld. Imagine Zelda but bad. The developers didn't leave it for Palworld. Did it get a smaller dev team? Absolutely. Palworld is one of the biggest games in the world and is Pocket Pair's cash cow. Pocket Pair would have been dumb as hell if they put the small team on Palworld and kept the big team on the game that not a lot of people play and they have said themselves makes them no money. Come on, Pocket Pair gave up on us. They do not hear their fans. The game is mixed with Palworld now. It's just 2 Palworlds. Okay, I think it's time to wrap this up. Now, although I have been critical of each of these reviews, it doesn't negate the opinions. When people play games, they have every right to express their opinion, even if I think it's a bit dumb. But personally, I think Craftopia is slept on. Is it a perfect 10 out of 10 game? No. But what is? Does it need a lot of work? Absolutely. But is it abandoned? I mean, clearly not. Monday, week ago, March, February, December. Look at all those updates in December. November, October, September, August, July. No, it's not abandoned. Now, one thing we've seen a lot of in these reviews is comparison to Palworld. Some even saying just ignore Craftopia as it's just the worst version of Palworld. Well, as someone that also has over 2,000 hours in Palworld, I can point out several places where Craftopia crushes Palworld. In fact, I personally think Craftopia is better than Palworld. Not in performance. Palworld runs lovely. Craftopia is iffy. As a fan of automation games, I don't like the whole place POW automation goes. It's boring. In fact, I would even be tempted to do a POW-less run in Palworld just to make it a bit more interesting. In Craftopia, automations are an art form. It's a puzzle with unlimited ways to achieve your goal. Here is an example. Now, I've just pulled this up from some of the other videos I've done, but this here is a basic automation. The wheat grows, it goes into the cooker, comes back out, gets stored in the chest. Simple. This is an advanced automation to craft every single potion in the game in a single build. Right down here is a stack of planters. These grow, they get cut, get sucked into the chest. That then gets fed up to these benches up here, which you can see there's a whole bunch of them. This crafts one of each potion, shoots them back out to be restored within the same unit. Then this here is a basic Palworld automation, and this is an advanced Palworld automation. And it's not just automations, it's also combat. This is an advanced Craftopia build, with the ability to customize each and every attribute on every piece of gear you have on. This is an advanced Palworld build. Schematics that once crafted, done. And let's not even get started on the skill tree. Now, I am most certainly jealous of how well Palworld runs compared to Craftopia, but it also has 10% of the content that Craftopia has. But this isn't meant to be Palworld versus Craftopia. I just think making the comparison and shooting down Craftopia because of it is a bit dumb. So, my review of Craftopia. Craftopia is a builder's paradise with everything you need to build the ultimate map, base, or automation, except triangle pieces. Come on, Pocket Pair. The combat can be extremely fun with skills to refine your movement and abilities. Craftopia's movement is super fun, whether you use vehicles such as buggies, motorbikes, helicopters, boats, planes, or whatever this thing is. Or you could use gliders, wings, jetpacks, or even bosses. Oh, and skills to allow air dashing, or questionable bugs to just let you fly across the map in seconds. Now, despite these wonderful aspects of the game, it does come with its flaws too. The performance issues cannot be ignored. It does need a lot of work to be able to maintain peak FPS no matter how powerful your PC is. But again, if you played seamless day one like I did, you would know that it is so much better now. That's why I personally think Steam reviews should be the other way around, with mixed overall, but mostly positive in the recent review. I do think they've been slightly hindered by the release of Palworld. Do I recommend this game? 100%, but I would also recommend getting it on a sale. It's on sale very often, so why not? Now, I do know console may not share my love for this game, as they have been waiting for the seamless update for a very long time, but it is on the roadmap in the final section, which we are just going into now, so when it's coming, we don't know, but I can assure you we're getting closer, and I will let you know the day I know anything about seamless coming to console. I will drop a whole damn video letting you know. But even as a Steam player, I share your frustration on the lack of communication from Pocket Pair. But we also can't ignore that Palworld brought a lot of new eyes to Craftopia, many of them with only a few hours in the game. So as usual with reviews, I recommend making your own mind up, but I shall leave it there. Let me know your review of Craftopia down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. Join the Caztecx Discord, all the links are down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace!